I've been obsessed with this play ever since high school when my dad handed this to me. Every time I've read it, the thing that's captured me about it the most is the symbolism, is the metaphors, is everything that he is saying but not saying by having these like ludicrous and crazy events happen.
This is one of Sam Shepard's so-called family plays, and it seems to be a play about recognizing your place in a family dynamic or trying to redefine your place in a family dynamic.
Feels like a very big metaphor for a lot of us who return home, feel like we don't know people anymore. I think oftentimes people have their own versions of events. So I think there's a lot of that in there, which is competing versions of what the past really was.
This play split in 3 acts. It is almost like an Agatha Christie in that, is that like, ooh, what is going on in this world? 2, oh, these new people, and now we're learning about this other thing? What is going on? Who's responsible? What's gonna happen? And then the 3rd act, it resolves it to whatever degree, but not in the same way where it's all tied up with Hercule Poirot telling us all what it all means and who's to blame and who's responsible and what will happen next. You don't get that, but it's structured very similarly to that, yeah.
Kimberly has a very open room. I think she's really collaborative in the way that she works, in the sense that she gives space for everyone to bring themselves to their character, which is what I found like really refreshing. Sometimes Kimberly will pull one of us aside to, tell us a secret about what we might, try in that moment. But there's been a couple times where I've also been like, I have a secret and I'm going to pull you aside, director, and tell you what my secret is and see if the secret works. But I do think it's necessary to keep things from the other actors in this specific scenario, which is really difficult when the show is so complex and we're all trying to figure it out together. But I do think that some things would spoil if, Yando knew what I was doing. So I gotta keep it from him.
So much of it breaks the rules of what you expect theater to be. Theater's always supposed to be, you always find I still do. It's very neat, it's very ordered. And that to me is the very thing that he is getting at, the messiness of life, the messiness of inner lives, the messiness of psychologies that are, at war with each other.
I love, in general, poetic realism, realistic plays, but with a music and a language that sort of transports you. He has such a theatrical sense and a theatrical savvy. It elevates sort of the common everyday Americana, for lack of a better word, into a kind of heightened realism that always impacts me more in the theater. Well, this one just happens to, like one of these family plays, just speaks so potently to what was going on and what is going on and what will continue to go on with families, I believe. Yeah.